Entire black neighborhoods gone, burned, bombed, buried. And for decades, no one taught you why. This isn't about one city, it's about a pattern. From Illinois to Florida, from Tulsa to Philadelphia, black communities were targeted, erased, then forgotten. But what if those stories were never meant to survive? Today, we dig them up. Not just for history's sake, but because silence isn't neutral. It's an active tool that helps injustice survive. Move bombing, Philadelphia, 1985. Over 60 homes were destroyed, and hundreds were left without shelter. The city called it necessary. Many called it what it was: state violence. Even today, survivors are still fighting for justice. Rosewood, Florida, 1923. Rosewood was a small, thriving black town in Florida. Families owned their land. Businesses were black-run. But in January 1923, everything changed. A white woman claimed she'd been attacked by a black man. No proof. That was all it took. Mobs swept in, homes burned, families fled into the woods. Some were never seen again. For decades, Rosewood was missing from history books. And in the 1980s, investigative journalists uncovered what had happened. In 1994, Florida finally acknowledged the massacre and offered reparations, one of the few times the U.S. has ever done so. The truth was buried, but not lost. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. In the early 1900s, Tulsa's Greenwood district was one of the most prosperous black communities in the United States. Dubbed Black Wall Street, it was home to over 10,000 black residents and more than 300 black-owned businesses, including grocery stores, hotels, movie theaters, law offices, doctors, dentists, schools, and 2 newspapers. It represented economic independence and collective success at a time when segregation laws made black upward mobility nearly impossible elsewhere. On May 30th, 1921, 19-year-old Dick Rowland, a black shoe shiner, entered an elevator operated by Sarah Page, a 17-year-old white girl. Accounts vary, but something caused her to scream. Rowland fled. The next day, he was arrested, though Page later declined to press charges. Local, white-owned newspapers inflamed tensions. One headline from the Tulsa Tribune read, "Nab N-word for attacking girl in elevator." Another article allegedly suggested lynching. That night, a white mob gathered at the courthouse, demanding Rowland be handed over. Black World War I veterans, determined to protect him, also arrived, armed. After a shot was fired, chaos erupted. Over the next 18 hours, from the evening of May 31st to June 1st, white mobs, some deputized by local authorities, looted and burned the Greenwood district. Witnesses reported private aircraft flying overhead and dropping firebombs. 1,200-plus homes were burned, 300-plus. Black residents are estimated to have been unalived. 10,000 people were left homeless. 40 city blocks were destroyed. The National Guard was eventually called in, not to protect Greenwood residents, but to detain them. 6,000 black people were rounded up into internment-style camps and forced to carry ID cards for release. No one from the white mob was ever prosecuted. Insurance companies refused to pay claims, citing riot clauses. Many black residents never returned. The city of Tulsa quickly rebuilt, but not for the people of Greenwood. The massacre was actively covered up for decades. Local archives were purged. School curricula ignored it. Survivors were silenced. It wasn't until the late 1990s that survivors began to publicly share their stories. In 1997, the Oklahoma State Legislature created the Tulsa Race Riot Commission, later renamed the Tulsa Race Massacre Commission. The 2001 final report confirmed the scale of destruction and recommended 5 actions: direct reparations, a scholarship fund, economic development, a memorial, and property restitution. In 2021, on the 100th anniversary, President Biden visited Tulsa and became the first sitting U.S. president to officially acknowledge the massacre at that level. Recent archaeological efforts have uncovered possible mass graves at sites like Oaklawn Cemetery. In 2023, the first victim was officially identified using DNA: C.L. Daniel, a black veteran of World War I. 3 known survivors: Viola Fletcher, now 110, her brother Hughes Van Ellis, deceased in 2023, and Leslie Benningfield Randall, now 109, have been involved in lawsuits seeking reparations, restitution, and justice. Their fight continues. Tulsa wasn't just about destruction, it was about erasure. An entire generation lost homes, wealth, and family, and never received justice. It's one of the clearest examples of how Black prosperity was seen as a threat, and how systemic silence has protected the perpetrators while harming generations. Tulsa is not just history, it's a mirror.